camera setup. Not sure how the audio is going to be, but we'll find out. Currently on Blackwood Road. Even though we're quite a distance from Blackwood Road. Well, from Blackwood I should say, not Blackwood Road. Nevertheless, that's where we're on. Macedon, which is where I live, a few minutes to get to Wombat State Forest, which is literally just about here. Some private properties on the sides here, but that'll soon end. Usually a few people parked up here on the left with their trailers, guys that have come out from Melbourne, but this being a weekday there's no one here at the moment. And I'm going to go down this little gem of a track here that from the main road you would never tell that there's a track here, but it looks like there's someone in their four-wheel drive. Interesting. Got no idea what he's doing. Peeking around, who knows. Anyway, let's go down this little track here. Yeah, you'd never know this little gem of a track if you didn't sort of stumble across it, which is what I did. And when I saw it, I'm like, oh, this is a nice little surprise. Doesn't look much now, but it gets quite more interesting later on. Now we have had some bit of rain lately, not huge amounts of rain, but a little bit, light to moderate. So might be a little bit of puddles here and there, but being the warmer months of the year, things do dry up fairly quick. Although today's a very mild day, it's only in the low 20s. So pretty much to the right of me, if you go a bit further, it's a lot of the pine plantation, which got cut down a few short years ago. Probably as a result of the timber shortage that we had during, and even sort of towards the end of COVID. They got rid of a lot of the pine forest, but it'll regenerate and regrow, which is what it does. Alright, so here's a bit of a intersection. I have gone further up once, but not all the way, and sort of turned around at some point. But today I'm just going to stick to familiar tracks. I don't feel overly experimental. Because it gets a little bit rough in patches, a bit rocky, a bit ruddy, and a bit potholey. Oh, that could have been worse then. So I like to go somewhat quick. Then of course you don't see some of the obstacles out in front of you when they just suddenly pop up in front, and then you panic panic, and then all sorts of things can happen. It's a nice little track. It's quite wide at the moment. Bit of a valley down there on the left. Careful not to look away from the track for too long, otherwise you can pay the price. Alright, let's go left here. Bit of a puddle, which is kind of, it's a bit of a semi-permanent puddle, that one. Alright. So all the pine forest here on the right. Goes pretty quick actually after they cut it. It looks quite nice when it grows up and it matures a bit. Kind of got that nice sort of pine forest atmosphere. So probably have to wait 2 or 3 more years, and then trees will get a bit bigger, a bit more mature. But for now, it is what it is. Quite rocky here. People, they just leave junk lying around, and you think to yourself, honestly, your solution to not paying tip fees is basically just to dump it in a natural environment that we're all trying to preserve and not ruin. And yet there's some people that just don't care. They just want to save 30 bucks or whatever it is. Parallel sort of roads sort of come across in all sorts. They will lead out to a main road. Here's an abandoned, what looks like a BMW. It's been there for quite some time, as you can see. Yeah, another one of those dumped pieces of trash. It could have been an insurance job, who knows. It's often the case. Sketchy here, which I've got to keep to the right from experience. Alright, now just basically take it out to the main road, stretch its legs a bit more, and into 4th, and now just plugging along. For someone like me, the DRZ400 is a great bike for my purposes. I feel like it's got plenty of power for me. I don't really need any more power, although I'd be quite curious to jump on one of the 450s and just to sort of compare what they're like. I'm sure they got more power, there's no doubt about that. But is it for me usable power, or is it just simply, you know, power that I'll only use sort of half of? There's a shot of Mount Macedon up that way, nice little view. So we're on Fingerpost Road at the moment. See a few cars out in front of me. There, a few people park their cars and they go walking, or this is just to the left and right of me. These are mountain bike trails of all sorts. So certainly not going to take the bike down there because it's not allowed, and for good reason, you know, for safety. So yeah, a lot of cars parked right over here. Looks like they're gonna possibly spread that gravel here for a bit of, you know, a bit of buffer from the mud. Don't know. Alright, so we're just going to go into Taylor Road here. Been down this road many times, so it's not exactly unfamiliar territory, but there's a little track that breaks away a bit further up on the left, so we'll go down that. Got to be a little bit careful here, despite being sort of unsealed road and all. There are cars that occasionally come down here, and they always seem to come out around the corner when you can't see. One up here on the left. Here's a little track here, bit of a gem of a track. For you hardcore enduro riders, this will be barely a piece of cake. These are the sort of tracks I enjoy a lot of the times because they're nice and easy, don't have to work hard. Although you do have to be vigilant because they're full of potholes. And if you wait to smell the roses, you can actually end up on your ass if you're not careful. Well, as you know, sort of as dirt bikers, we like to sort of look around at the view, but don't do it for too long. Alright, what do we got here? I generally try and avoid puddles as much as possible. I don't like going back home and having to wash the bike every time. Yeah, nice track. It doesn't look too, it's not too wet. In fact, it's fairly dry actually. A few puddles, but those puddles will be there for quite some time. They're not going to go away anytime soon. Mainly in third gear here, although I've got to snap into second when I see a few puddles up ahead. Back into third. People camp around here. There's a few spots. There's several single tracks that branch off from this track here. So, you know, there's something for everybody. But this is sort of perfect DRZ habitat. Very soon. Alright, that's the end of that one. And now we're on, this is Burnt Mill Road.